So, leveling up in Destiny 2 is weird, difficult, complicated, I don't know, but I'm sure you came to this video because you need a guide on how to level up in Destiny 2, and it's perfect, because this is a beginner guide to leveling up fast in Destiny 2. I won't just be talking about how to level up fast, but the methods of doing so. So buckle in, grab your ghost, and grab some water, because I'm going to talk about leveling in Destiny 2. So Destiny 2 has technically three level mechanics. You got power level, your overall gear level obtained by getting higher power gear as you play the game. Then the season pass level, that is just for this stuff from your season pass and requires you to get XP to level up. And weapon level, which is why I said technically, because weapon level really doesn't have much purpose besides adding new upgrades to your crafted weapons. This is only just for crafted weapons. So first, we'll be talking about the big boy, power leveling, the big number in your menu telling why you're weak and why some people need to touch grass. I'll also be talking about why this number is important, how to raise this number, and then tell you why it is actually as useless as this mug. Like, what happened during manufacturing? Who allowed the creation of this mug? Second, the battle pass level and how to never touch grass ever again in your life to get maximum amount of XP. And third, how to get those weapon levels to get those cool upgrades for your crafted weapons so you can feel so powerful, like you haven't touched grass in years, but it was only like 2 days of grinding. So enough about touching grass. That was the message to buckle in, and now it's time to start this ride or roller coaster. Now before I get into power leveling, I want to say we're almost at the funny Reddit number of subscribers. Literally 1 sub and I have the funny number. So if one person hit the red button, I have the funny number, and if more people hit it, I'll have 70 subs, which is just as cool. Reason to do so is because it's free and you get more Destiny and Warframe guide videos like these. Anyways, that is me promoting myself now into power leveling. So this is power level. It is your overall gear level from your weapons and armor. Little fun fact, back in the days of Destiny 1 Taken King, your ghost counted towards your gear level, but that is old memory. That is dust, gone. Well, I mean, you can still play Destiny on Xbox, PlayStation. Anyways, to get this number higher, you need to get higher level gear, indicated by this number here being the power level of the gear. Okay though, but there's one thing you should know about power leveling. There's a base power level that when you start the game, you'll have. As of now, it is 1350. Then there's a soft cap, which is the cap when blue gear stopped giving you a higher power level. This cap as of now is 1510. Power level cap is when powerful engrams which are obtained from activities with these markers, indicating they will give you powerful gear. The cap as of now for powerful gear is 1560. And now the big one, the hard cap. This is where your gear cannot give you any more boost in power level once you hit this. It's specifically reached by getting pinnacle power gear. Pinnacle gear, like the powerful gears, is also indicated and done in certain activities, and it's the only way to reach the hard cap. Besides artifact power, which can go past that, but we'll talk about that in a little bit. Pinnacle gear is obtained by doing activities that reward pinnacle gear. Now the activities that reward pinnacle. So first we have Nightfall Strike completions, Glory Ranked Crucible, Vault of Glass, Days of Eternity. Those are the activities that free players can access. I'm going to assume a couple of you guys, people just out there, either have Witch Queen or Season at least. I know there's some stuff for the expansion, depending on if you're stomping or getting stomped, but the only thing really comforting you is Drifter stories that go like this. One night, I was watching Morbius and my ghost stole my queso dip. Good thing my soda cooler stasis was still there. Anyways, it's Morbid time. Transmat firing. Hopefully my Drifter impression was good. Okay, so now Crucible, doing 3 matches, is the freest pinnacle, and Dares has a pinnacle for getting 250k score. Another source of pinnacles are raids and dungeons, depending if they're featured raid or dungeon. When a raid is featured, it gives pinnacle power. Now there are 2 types of featured raids. You have seasonal featured raids and you have weekly featured raids. Seasonal means the whole season, each week of that season, the activity will have pinnacle rewards, and they can effectively farm the raid/dungeon for an infinite amount of loot. So if you're trying to get those exotics, I suggest when those raids are featured weekly, try grinding them out. Your power level is important because it allows you to be effective in activities that you need to have that power level to be the most effective at. Now, we're going to replay what I just said. You need to, yes, I said need, because high-end game activities like GM Nightfalls and Master Raids just put it higher than the cap. So being max power is useless, and in a decent amount of activities, damage is scaled. So even if you're like even if you are on power level, it means basically nothing because it's scaled. And just because you're higher power level than that activity doesn't mean you do more damage. It's just higher power level. It basically becomes a dumb number. And I'm gonna give an example of the damage scaling. Like for example, an Incendiary from the Duality Dungeon, which makes me as angry as Darth Vader because their stupid backpacks have killed me at least 5 times, and they've booped me off the map, and I just hate them. Okay, these guys take probably like a whole clip of my Osteostriga, but an Incendiary of the same health bar type take like 3 shots to kill with Osteostriga. A lot of places do have different power level, but most of the time power level either can be changing the game if you're too low, or just basically useless if you're too high. So what is the best way to grind power? Well, first, soft cap. Just literally play the game. If you have Witch Queen expansion, playing the campaign to get you to soft cap. If you don't, you could just do anything like killing dregs with EDZ, public events, lost sectors, patrols, just do whatever. The grind after the soft cap, do your powerful activities and decrypt prime Ingrams, which can give you powerful gear depending on the power level of the Ingram. And one thing I hear is save your pinnacles for later, as if you're below the power level cap, you get a pinnacle piece of gear, you'll get a piece of gear that is in, it would be like a very high tier power. I'll say one thing though, if you're not trying to be end game ready week 1 of a season, then just do pinnacles. And when people are just doing that are either streamers, people who haven't touched grass, or neither of those because they're enjoying the raid. And people who really do that are streamers, people who haven't touched grass, or neither of those, and just actually enjoy the raid experience. But if you're just casually playing the game, you don't need to be raid ready week 1. Now, pinnacles, just do your pinnacles every week, and you should hit pinnacle power. And now I have to go a few minutes back. So at this time on screen, I set a way to go past the hard cap to infinity and beyond. Now, my Sith Lords, I have a secret of going beyond hard power. By getting XP, you'll gain power certain amounts of XP. This secret to maximize this is to do bounties, do challenges, and never touch grass ever again. If you do these tips, you'll have unlimited power. Okay, that was power level and doing that little bit about artifact power. Now we're going to talk about seasonal level. We have the seasonal pass, or Destiny 2's battle pass. The rewards to these levels are either cosmetic items, materials, or guns. These levels are based off XP. Getting this EXP also gets stuff like artifact power and artifact mods, which I talked about. Artifact power. Artifact mods are basically these special mods you get from the season artifact. You get these things, like I said about 0.3 seconds ago, you have to get XP. Anyways, to get XP, doing your seasonal challenges give you a hefty amount of XP, especially challenges during the end of the season, as they have like Challenger plus XP or something like that. Bounties are another great way to grind XP, but you'll probably just be so bored feel like you're actually dead. If you're looking just to get battle pass ranks to get rank 100, just do the weekly challenges and you'll have rank 100. Basically have the whole season to do them. But if you're wanting all artifact mods and power levels, then time to basically never touch grass again, as you'll be bounty grinding forever. Not really fast, it's just a great way to not touch grass and get a large amount of XP, but in the end you'll have a decent reward with, you know, all the artifact mods, battle pass done, and some high power. So yeah, it's cool. And if you're looking for bounties to do, there's the Gunsmith, Crucible, Gambit, and Vanguard, for example. And there's the ones on the moon. There's a lot more. You got even destinations. Okay, now we're going to move on to our technical third. Weapon levels. It kind of exists, and if you don't craft weapons, then it is basically useless. Well, for the people who use weapon crafting, which is a decent amount, is pretty useful. It's a grind that can pay off really well. This also applies to deep sight weapons. There's a whole bag of stuff you can do, and I'll name 3. Altars of Sorrow. There are many ads with tons of tiers, so get that pretty done easily. You have Sorrow Chi, which spawns in tons of ads, and here's a step on how to get to Sorrow Chi with the wish wall. So you just gotta follow where I'm going on screen, input this wish on screen, step on this plate, place a banner, kill all these ads, wipe, repeat at least like 200 times. Wellspring, because it could be Wellspring is great because it can be a 2-in-1 move. You can level up your weapons and get deep sight weapons, then craft the new weapons you got from playing those deep sight weapons, and it's just a cycle. There's a reason to do this. These weapon levels allow you to get better upgrades for your weapons, especially the enhanced perks, which make guns just beyond godly. Now, this was the 3 leveling types in Destiny 2. I talked about power level, seasonal level, and weapon level. If this video is helpful, then hit that subscribe button to know when I upload. Now there will be some videos on screen. I suggest you click them and watch some more.